finally fucking returned. Stefan is back. For once, I'm not wearing the t-shirt that Stefan's wearing, otherwise we would have been wearing the exact
Oh,
same t-shirt.
yeah, I'm repping J here,
You are repping Jay. I've got my
even though he's
custom
not here.
piece. I've got my custom piece made by Jay, where it's basically that, but instead of having the alien, I made him make it look like it's a tree of life. So I made him cut out the bottom part of the alien.
Yeah,
Um, But yes, I'm back. I'm
true,
actually back
true
up
life.
north from down south. I did prep a hot chocolate for this, but in waiting for Stefan to prepare the fun evening of this, I've
Oh,
drank it all.
this is ideal. My um branded
Yeah,
energy drink that I would otherwise have to cover is actually in a green can, so it disappears at certain points.
it disappears when it's not directly in front of you.
I've got the ingredients at the back because I'm a professional.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
good
can't
man.
get it to focus probably anyway. Oh no,
You're not
the
J.
name was on there. Other
You're
energy
not
drinks are
J.
available. There's an energy drink in here. There's an energy drink in my notes.
There's an energy drink in our fucking brains from the way this sounds like it's gonna go, but let's get straight to it.
So, there is only two of us this week. There are only
Thankfully
two of
for
us
some
this week
people.
would be the English version of that sentence. Um, yeah, thankfully for some people. So because the other guys are off, when it's me and you, it's not that it's not engaging, it's not that it's not interesting, but it's just the chat always works better with more people. It's just the two
Yeah.
of us. So I thought, why not use this as an opportunity to pick your brain, to test you a little bit, to use some research that I've just had sitting on the back burner that I haven't been using at all so far.
Of course.
So I made myself a little quiz which we're not just going to rattle through and answer the quiz and stuff. We'll talk about it a little bit. I've got some background information on it. I am certain you will have questions. So it's only 21 questions.
Guaranteed.
Right, so
This is
I
a
was
quiz
thinking
by
about
us. It is guaranteed that I will have questions about the questions in the quiz.
so it does have a theme for straight off the bat. So all of this is old medical treatments and prescriptions and stuff. So it's all
Yes,
things
I'm trying.
that were
Okay, I'm trying.
used to treat several things across history and across several different countries. I've just went through history and picked the stupidest shit I could find.
Okay.
Stuff that by today's standards are insane. There are only 21. I think. Oh, should I be? I was going to say if you get 11 or more, so just more than half. Should I go 10 or more?
Do 11 or more. Do just
Right,
over half.
if you
Make,
get
make it
11 or
hard.
more, all right. So if you get more than 10 and a half, so you got to get 11 or more,
10 and a half.
unless you get a half point somehow. Um, on a multiple choice, I might say, because there was no way in hell you're going to get these just by guessing. So I have made it I
At
don't know.
least feasible.
Yeah, it's like the chase style. There's three. There's A, B, and C. You got to pick it. There's no Fanny Schmeller here. It's not that kind of game. Okay.
Says the person who's named See You Over Morrow, a word which has fallen out of life.
A word that has fallen out of life over tomorrow means the day after tomorrow. It's a good word.
It does. It's an
It
amazing
would.
word, but
How
nobody
good would
uses
the
it.
day after tomorrow film have been if it was just called over tomorrow?
I know.
It's so
Such
much
a better
easier.
name. Such a
So,
shorter name as well.
gonna ask you questions, multiple choice. You're gonna answer them. We're gonna chat about them. If you get 11 or more, so if you get more than half, I will. There will be a prize. There is a prize for you, which I don't technically have right now, but that'll become apparent when you receive the prize if you win.
Okay.
So should we start?
Yes.
Dr. Young's rectal dilators
Okay.
were
That's a good start.
prescribed to cure what condition? A. Hemorrhoids. B. Insanity. Or C. Measles.
Anal dilators.
Yeah, I couldn't think of I've mixed up the answers, but I couldn't think of a third option for this. So my other half actually pitched in with one of the
Right,
wrong
okay.
answers.
So, what was the three options?
A. Hemorrhoids. B. Insanity. Or C. Measles.
I'm sure insanity, the cure that they used to have was a vibrator, or like sexual stimulation. Hemorrhoids, I feel like they would probably try it, but honestly, I'm gonna have to go with the stupidity of measles, because it's usually the most stupid of the options is the correct one.
It's not out of four answers, but is that your final answer? I don't know if I should do your lifeline.
Hold on a second. So what was the third option? Because I thought it was like measles,
This year,
hemorrhoids, and insanity, wasn't it?
Dr. Young's rectal dilators were prescribed to cure which condition? Hemorrhoids, insanity, or measles?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go measles.
Okay, it is insanity.
Okay.
Uh, in what looks like, well, they are just. This isn't going to work now. I'm going to send you it, but they are just butt plugs. It
Yeah,
says this box contains one set of 4 dilators. Dr. Young's, registered U.S. Patent Office, rectal dilators. Price $3.75 per set in the US. Sold only in sets, so you couldn't buy one rectal dilator. You had to buy all 4.
of course.
Directions are to be used only by or on the prescription of a physician. Right? Notice to the dealer: Dr. Young's rectal dilators may be sold only on prescription. And then warning: avoid using in case of bleeding, since this may
Okay.
indicate a serious condition. Yeah, you've just ripped someone's arsehole off as the serious condition.
Yes.
Avoid use of excessive force in the introduction of the instrument. So he felt the need to tell doctors not to force it until it bled.
I mean, that's a good start. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'd heard
I've
of
got to send you
I'd I,
this.
I'd heard of them describing like masturbation and stuff for insanity and like for female hysteria, but I'd never heard of them literally just giving you butt plugs for insanity.
So that's you're 0 for 1. You're
Mm-hmm.
0 for 1. You're after a poor start, but don't worry, we've got plenty more. So the second question is: ingesting powdered blank was often prescribed to treat cuts, bruises, and epilepsy because they're all linked.
Okay. Yeah.
A. Powdered tree bark.
All
B.
right.
Powdered garlic. Or
All
C.
right.
Powdered corpses.
Powder corpses.
It is powdered corpses. It is powdered
I'm sh-
corpses.
I'm sure I've heard of that one before. I'm sure I've heard that before, where it was like some weird urban thing. Like, when was that done? Because I'm sure it wasn't that long ago compared to a lot of other medical
Uh,
science as well.
no, well, it was actually. It was kind of Middle Ages, so 15th and
Ah,
17th,
okay.
16th and 17th century. Sorry, medical
Okay.
professionals were of the impression that ingested corpses would help with cuts, bruises, and many more ailments, chiefly epilepsy. This practice was so popular in Europe that graveyards and tombs were raided and bodies removed. So yeah,
See,
it
I knew
says,
there was something about like graveyards and stuff getting raided just so they could powder them up for something, but
well, yeah,
I couldn't remember what it was for until you said like to cure epilepsy and cuts and just be stupid.
yeah. So the ancient corpses would be made into a powder and prescribed to a patient who would mix it in with water and drink it as if it were a paracetamol. Nice.
Nice. So not even
Yeah.
food or anything. That would taste disgusting.
Yeah. Let's put a dusty old bit of half mummified 12th century king toe into some water. Yeah, that'll make you feel
Come
better.
here, love. We've got to stop your seizures. Have a bit of grandad.
Ah,
Come on,
see, you got that
Grandad
one.
will cure you. Grandad will cure you. Just drink 'em up.
So, the next one, number 3. In the USA, that's a
So,
good start straight off the
yeah,
bat.
that's an amazing start straight away.
In the early 1900s, it's getting better.
Yeah.
Asthma was treated using a cough syrup,
Yes.
right? The mixture included which ingredients? A.
Okay.
Alcohol and cannabis.
Right.
B. Chloroform and morphine sulfate. Or C. All
Okay.
of the above.
All of the above.
You think it has alcohol, cannabis, chloroform, and morphine sulfate?
Yes.
And you are fucking right.
Yes, of course. It's the Americans. What do you expect? They probably put the cannabis and the morphine in to chill you out so you couldn't cough, and then put the alcohol and the fucking chlorine in to make you still
Well,
live.
I have here, each ounce contains alcohol less than 1%. You don't want a strong alcohol in this.
No, of course not.
About 4.5 milliliters. Cannabis indica, about 4.5 milliliters.
Okay.
Chloroform, about 2.25 milliliters. And morphine sulfate, about 1/8 of a gram. And then it says, skillfully combined with a number of other essentials, makes this remedy the effective and beneficial one it is. Dosage: 1/2 of a teaspoon 3 times a day, and once on going to bed. For children of 5 years old, 15 small drops. 1-year-olds or below, 5 drops.
So they were
Right?
giving it to kids.
And then it says, in severe cases, double the above doses. No, because then you'll die.
In
Also,
severe cases, kill yourself.
no prescription in history has ever had written on it, if you don't feel like it's working, double it. There's a
Yeah.
reason that the doses exist.
That's like taking the cough syrup bottle and just going, yeah, that's enough. Ooh, 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 ooh,
Yeah,
ooh, ooh, ooh.
exactly. Oh, yeah, okay.
I love medicine facts because medicine's gone through so many ups and downs, and it just seems to
Yeah.
get more and more ridiculous.
Well, we're going to
And
the
yet, pirates were
Victorian
still the
era.
most inclusive.
Yeah, there were actually. That's a good point. We're going to the Victorian era for question 4.
Oh, fantastic!
In the Victorian era,
The land of opium.
a tincture of Nux vomica, right, which is a natural remedy, so that's good. Well, being good in
Right?
Europe,
Yeah, of course.
was used to treat headaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Despite being recently described as unfit for human consumption, some homeopathists still use it to this day, right? But
Right.
what is another common use for the main ingredient of this deadly concoction? A.
Right.
Rat poison.
Right.
B. Bleach. Or
Right.
C. Slug pellets.
Bleach.
This was bleach. This was to treat headaches.
I'm gonna go with bleach because I feel like rat poison, there would still be people who would drink it, but not as likely as people with bleach, especially with what's been going on with America. And I think if it was a slug pellet, like what we're talking slug pellet, or we're talking like shotgun slug pellet, or we're
No,
talking.
slug pellets is in the little blue pellets you put down to stop slugs. The little poisonous pellets.
Oh, okay, so we've got two poisons and bleach, so all poisonous but in different ways.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bleach.
You go and bleach. You've been hoisted by the mainstream media. You should have trusted your gut. It's rat poison.
Oh, damn it.
It is from the Strychnosnugs vomica, right? Which is also known as the strychnine tree. It's fucking strychnine, and I looked, and you can buy it on Amazon or eBay right now, and homeopathists still use it, despite taking 1 to 2 grams of normal Nux vomica. Often contains between 60 and 90 milligrams of strychnine. Bearing in mind that 30 milligrams is enough to kill an adult human.
Yeah.
So more than a gram of this is likely to kill you, but you can just buy it on the internet. It is, yeah, it is strychnine, rat poison. Are you looking for it now?
I'm sure I've seen that in the science lab at work.
Dude, you might have,
Probably. I mean, we've got all sorts. We've still got bottles of mercury powder and stuff, man.
Oh god. Well, I don't know if I got into mercury on this. Oh, well, I did because it's in the next question.
We've got a safe which has a keypad lock and a padlock, which is radioactive and was only recently moved. And I'm not too sure where it was moved to because it was in my computer cupboard, and it had a yellow circle on the floor which outlined its guideline of do not enter this yellow circle, which was unfortunate because the yellow circle linked up with the doorway, so as soon as you walked in the doorway you were in it.
And that's how Kyle's internet was so good.
Yeah.
It was powered by its own small radioactive factory,
Mm-hmm.
its own little power station.
Yeah. I don't know where that safe's gone now because I had a look in the science room and I couldn't see it. I wonder if they've just gotten rid of it, like
We moved
nuclear
to somewhere
disposal.
safe.
That was terrible.
I
That was
know.
terrible.
I'm sorry. I'll not do it
I
again.
I applaud you for that, but that was terrible.
uh, well, we will go to another common cough syrup. This time,
Cavonia.
no, not that common. Not nowadays common. It was common at the time. This time in Germany, it was used to treat coughs and colds. But what did it contain as a main ingredient? A.
Oh, come
Heroin.
on
B. Morphine. C. Your old science friend at work, mercury.
then. Mercury.
Is that your final answer?
I'm tempted by heroin because I'm sure heroin would have been in it, but
I
just,
wish I could make a joke about that's
just
not the first time I've heard that from you, but then it makes it sound bad.
I know, go for it, man.
Don't ever
But
say I'm tempted by heroin on live or a live recording.
I'm tempted by morphine, but no,
Yeah.
the it's just the thought of the Germans, but like we know that the Germans have prescribed and dabbled with heroin and morphine and meth and all sorts. So it's
Mm.
just the thought of them prescribing mercury to someone.
You've what's your
I'm gonna go heroin against my better judgment of mercury. I'm gonna go heroin.
your better judgment and reasoning was that the Germans have been dabbling with heroin anyway, and then we're going to move away from that just because you like mercury.
Yeah, so
I
I'm gonna
thought
go with
mercury would
heroin.
tempt you. It is a false. It is a red heron. It is
Good,
heroin.
good. Yes. I
Yeah.
hope you're all keeping score because I'm not.
Oh, I am. Don't worry. I'm being a good host.
Good man.
Uh, yeah. So, there. Little was known about drugs in earlier times, so doctors only saw the surface benefits. Heroin was thought to be the perfect cough medicine when used in syrups, as it was a good substitution for morphine, as you do. It made patients happier and seemed to stop the cough, albeit for a short time. Yes, because they were on fucking heroin. Of course
Yeah.
they were happier and didn't cough for a short time.
They were too busy battling imaginary demons while spaced out in a corner.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of my favourites. This was
Okay.
widely used, and for a long time, for long enough that I have a fucking coloured pictured poster of it.
Okay.
Um, Blank was used uh, used to be a widely accepted cure for syphilis. A. Cocaine. B. Malaria. Or C. Acupuncture.
When are we talking?
Uh, Widely used. I will find an era. I've got an
Actually,
idea in my head, but I don't want to say.
I'm sure. I'm sure I've heard of this, and I'm sure it's something like they tried to cure syphilis by giving people malaria.
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, I'm going with malaria because I'm sure I've heard something where they tried to cure something with another illness, but it was like pointless because they died anyway.
I think I shot myself in the foot because I was talking to you about this a little while ago and I didn't know if you'd remember it. So yeah, syphilis would die if they give basically a patient had syphilis, they would give the patient malaria. Malaria would obviously
Destroy the
create a
syphilis cells.
no, it would create a very high fever, and the high fever in the body would get so hot because your temperature shoots up would actually kill the syphilis bacteria.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then
yeah,
no
yeah.
one died. It
Mhm.
was a brilliant cure because nobody died of syphilis.
But everybody died of malaria instead.
People died of malaria. Some got better, but a lot of them died of malaria. But the
Yeah.
syphilis deaths were down.
I mean,
You know,
that's
you
the way
can't win them
that's
all.
the way governments work, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
the deaths via this are down. Yes, but you've raised the deaths in this department. Yeah, but we don't care about that. We're just focusing on this.
So, in if you do not like the energy drink that I'm drinking, or you don't like the other
Also,
brands of
wh-
today,
what? Wait. You said you had a coloured poster of this in your room. Does that mean you had a coloured
no, no,
poster
no,
of
no.
some?
I said it's recent enough that I've got a coloured poster of it over my screen here. Like it's
Oh,
recent enough
okay.
that coloured posters existed because it's there.
Okay. I was thinking you had a coloured poster of it. I'm sitting there trying to figure out what that coloured poster looks like where it's
Yeah,
syphilis being
I
killed by malaria.
yeah, that's totally a poster I would have in my room, Kyle.
I mean, you can get science posters with just the periodic table and random shit on. I wouldn't be
They're
surprised if you
different.
can make something like that.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, if you don't like modern day, and you don't like modern day energy drinks,
I don't. I've tried a few, especially the ones that come in powder form, because you can always taste the powder. It just goes gritty and weird. So,
yeah, and Coke's kind of your energy, if you like. I will offer you a
yeah.
healthier alternative from the past. Well, I say healthier. It's water.
Right.
Right. A lack of energy was often treated using a tincture of what water? So it's water. You game for that, yeah?
Oh, God. Okay.
Is it A, dirty water, B, distilled sewage water, or C, radioactive water?
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Now my brain's thinking distilled sewage water because that would be a batshit crazy scheme. But my heart says radioactive water just because it would probably make it bubble a bit, and it would probably it would probably have some medical effects. Not the desired ones, but it would have medical effects. Yeah,
Final answer?
radioactive water.
You've got the point.
Yes.
It. I will read you the bottle.
Okay.
Radathor.
Radathor. Yes.
Certified radioactive water contains radium and why can't I read that? Mesotonium. It goes around the bottle and it's a photo, so I can't turn it. And in triple distilled water, so it wasn't distilled water.
It was distilled water, but it was distilled with radium.
A little bit, but it was called Radathor, man. In the early 20th century, Radathor hit the
Yeah.
market
Yeah. I feel like that's the
with
type of thing that we would try, honestly.
with big advertising campaigns that claimed it was a cure for the living dead. Essentially, it was an energy drink before energy drinks existed. The product stayed on the market until 1932,
Obviously, no care for nuclear.
when billionaire and frequent Radathor user Eben Byers died after taking over 1,400 doses in total over a period of a few years. Despite having his whole upper jaw removed, he continued use and eventually passed from radiation-induced cancers that led the product to be withdrawn from sale.
I'm sure I read something about him and
What?
about the whole thing of he drank this thing and it only got banned because he died. I'm sure I
One,
remember that.
why after they have removed your whole upper jaw because of radiation, do you think that's helping? I've got more energy. Two, what I mean, I was gonna say what was the company thinking, but at the end of the day, it's a big corporation. They were thinking that's fine, that's fine. We've killed a billionaire. We might pull that quietly.
Yeah, also, the billionaire probably didn't even realize that was the thing that was killing him. He probably thought, it
Yeah.
can't be the drink. I've been drinking it for years. It must have been something I've done recently.
Yeah, more than likely. Oh god.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I want to try
radioactive.
Radathor.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I feel like I just want to know what that would taste like. Like, if he
Water,
drank it for
except you'd
years, it
get
obviously
cancer and your jaw
tasted.
would fall off.
I mean, it must have tasted good because he drank it for
Right.
years.
He drank over a course of about 2 years, and it was literally a few drops at a time.
I mean,
It's a tincture, dude.
I just want to
It's
know
like
if it
you're
would
probably a
actually
little
taste different to normal water.
a bit of tea or something. It's a tincture. Pardon me. Anyway, we shall move on to methadone.
Methadone. Okay.
Methadone was used in the 18th, 19th, and early 20th centuries, so this was very popular.
So modern
Uh,
and popular. Good.
and it was to aid what? A. Weight loss. B. Pain relief, which I've spent relief wrong, but I've just noticed that. C. Healing deep cuts.
I
So
mean,
what did
we
it
can't
aid?
see, so it's all good. What was it?
Yeah.
Menelene?
Methadone.
Me- Methadone. I'm gonna say deep cuts because it's gonna be a drug that I'm gonna guess it supposedly clogged you up so that it did it, but also gonna assume that it might have caused quite a few heart attacks and blood clots in the process.
You are incorrect.
Oh no. Okay,
It,
is it weight loss?
it is weight loss.
Damn it.
Um,
That
so
was my second.
in the 18th, 19th, and early 20th centuries, it was considered a no-no because gaining a little weight was considered a no-no by women. Society wanted women to be thin and slim, so ladies were always trying their best to try the latest fad products. Products like methadone claimed to keep the reducer happy and stave off cravings, and it did aid weight loss. It was very good at weight loss, to be fair.
But didn't it give you like what's that thing where you just you like, anorexic? That's the one. Doesn't it cause anorexia or something?
Not really, but the reason it helped weight loss so much was because it was just pure methamphetamine.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, forced anorexia through meth.
Yeah,
I thought it sounded similar, but I didn't want to assume.
yeah, yeah. I didn't know if you go because I wrote down the way I wrote the question. I wrote the title into it. I considered rewriting it to write out methadone because I thought it might get away meth, and I thought if you clicked on that, the beginning's meth, and if you thought it even considered it maybe methamphetamines, you'd probably go for weight loss. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to roll with it. It doesn't sound like methamphetamines, and it's not just meth. It does sound like a product that could be anything. So I was hoping you wouldn't catch on to that one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've heard of loads of tablets that start with the words meth, but are actually useful. So
Yeah. Uh, should we travel to a strange and foreign exotic land?
yes, which far and exotic land are we traveling to, dear sir?
In the 19th century, Australia. I don't
Ah,
know what's
so
more
lovely.
foreign and exotic, the 19th century or Australia, but we're going both.
I mean, Australia in the 19th century, yeah, that would be exotic, yeah.
Yeah. What was a cure for arthritis? Or thought
Oh,
to be. It wasn't an actual cure. I will clarify right now. This isn't a cure. Don't do it.
yeah,
What was
don't
thought
try
to
any
be.
of this stuff at home, kids. We might joke that we'll want to try this Radathor and stuff like that. Seriously, don't. Don't try and get your
Vidarthor.
hands on any either, because I get the feeling that Radathor will still be on the market somewhere.
You've probably found some somewhere. So A, exercise.
Right.
B, sit inside a dead whale.
Right.
C, a tincture of strong cannabis.
Right. Sit inside a dead whale because I'm sure I've seen somewhere there was a thing where it was something like during the height of whaling and all that sort of stuff, it was meant to be that some sort of liquid or gas coming from the blubber was meant to cure it. Exercise does actually help arthritis because I got prescribed certain exercises for when I was told that I 90% gonna get arthritis when I'm older,
It's more
and
preventative, I think, though.
cannabis has been known to help, but depends how you do it, whether it's oils or whatever. But it's supposedly known to this day to still help a bit. So I'm gonna say whale. I'm gonna say sit
So
inside a dead whale.
yeah, cannabis logic is it's all to do with the THC. So it doesn't really matter how you get it into your body. It's THC, which is tetrahydrocannabinol, which is a compound in cannabis itself. The higher the THC content, the more tetrahydrocannabinol is in it, the stronger it essentially is. That's when it smells and tastes stronger or whatever.
Yeah,
And it does have it reduces pain. So as we've just been told, as I'm explaining, exercise and cannabis are still treatments for arthritis. Although cannabis is more of like a pain relief from it. Exercise is more a prevent it getting worse type of thing.
yeah.
But you were correct. It was to sit inside a dead whale. So in the 19th century in Australia,
Was it something to do with the body's gases or something?
No, it just said in the 19th century, some doctors in Australia thought they had found the secret to curing arthritis, at least temporarily. According to them, the answer was to sit inside a whale for 30 hours. It was supposed to relieve the pain for a whole year. The science behind it is iffy to say the least, but some patients actually tried it hoping they would be cured. In reality, all it did was make them stink. 30 hours, man.
I mean, I feel like by once the 30 hours are up, you're gonna look like you've been cured of arthritis. Can you? Because you're gonna sprint out of the thing as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah. Where would one get a dead whale? Probably
Yeah,
the beach.
yeah. You've. This was during the time where whaling was one of the main industries for things such as whale oil and just meat and whatever that you could get from whales. So it would have just been people would have went out whaling and come back with one. Or would have washed up on shore. Australia does seem to have a habit of washing up animals on the shore.
That is a good point though, because if a whale hasn't washed up and no whalers have came back, well, it
Whale
did
oil
say it was meant to relieve symptoms for a year. So you only have to find a whale once a year.
and sit in it for 30 hours.
Well, once you found the whale,
That's concerning because that means you have to sleep in the whale.
I mean, you'd probably stay awake, rocking backwards and forwards,
You would probably
considering
stay
what's
awake
happening.
rocking back and forwards. Yeah. To be fair, with the size of whales, I wonder if you could hollow one out, but keep the outside intact, but hollow one out, and then do like a guided tour through its skeletal structure and stuff.
You're thinking like the whole hollow out a horse and sleeping it if you're in the desert, or
No, I'm thinking the literally get like museum type thing where they've got the
oh,
giant whale skeletons hanging, but instead of it
a
just being
blue
the
whale.
skeleton, it's the body with the skeleton, and you just hollow
Yeah,
out all of the
dude,
organs and stuff, and just have a tour of its insides.
but you're banking on finding like a blue whale,
Yeah.
which is very rare for a blue whale to wash up. It's so rare that my fucking voice broke. So I could show it inside the whale.
I mean, could it be though that they're so rare because of the fact that whalers killed the living shell with them so much?
Well, no, it's rare that a blue whale will wash up because a blue whale is fecking huge and won't come anywhere near land. They live in the deep ocean.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
usually like
saying
sperm whales and humpback whales that get washed up.
I'm not saying let one wash up. I'm saying I'm not condoning this, by the way, but I'm saying for the time, I'm surprised someone didn't go out on a venture just to try and capture
See,
a blue whale and do that.
I read a thing a while ago that in the Natural History Museum, the big blue whale in there had a hidden trapdoor bit on the inside, and the staff knew it was there, and they'd go in and skive, and the builders, because the builders put it there when they would skive when they were doing building work, and there was loads of like questionable adult magazines and cigarettes and random stuff in there, and
Why
probably
not?
joints. They
Yeah,
probably did smoke a joint in a whale.
yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
What if you do all three? What if you just run? What if you like do exercise while smoking the joint within the
do
whale?
exercise.
Do exercise. Yes, I mean you would need exercise. You would need
Well, to be
an
fair,
exorcism afterwards.
if you were in the Natural History Museum and there were people walking about, you'd be doing exercise because you'd be trying to disperse the smoke as you
Yeah.
they'll smell it.
Mummy, Daddy, why is that whale's eyes smoking?
Oh, hi. Anyway, should we move on
Yes, what's the next question? I
to?
don't even know what score I'm on. I feel like I'm doing all right.
Oh, okay. So we've done 7 questions. How many do you think you've? Oh no, we've done 8 because I'm on 9, and that's how
Oh
maths
God.
works. And I've
I
just
feel
looked at
like I've gotten
question
like
9 and
I
said you've done 7.
I feel like I've gotten like 4 right.
You've got more than that. You're actually doing really well. You got 6 out of 8 so far.
Yes.
So back to our old friend syphilis. Chocolate coated what tablets were used
Jay's
to cure
old friend
syphilis?
syphilis.
Oh god.
Chocolate coated what was used to okay.
Chocolate coated what tablets were used to cure syphilis? A.
Okay.
Ecstasy.
Right.
B. Arsenic.
Right.
C. Sherbet.
Like
Looks
how
like I've
you're
wrote.
having to double check
It
that.
looks like I've wrote starboard on it.
Read your own writing, man. Okay,
What the fuck's
right.
happening?
Okay, the two options. I mean, it would not surprise us if they tried to prescribe chocolate coated sherbet, but I get the feeling it's going to be arsenic or what was the other one? Ecstasy.
Ecstasy, arsenic, or sherbet. So
The
chocolate
problem
coated
is
tablets.
we've already had one where it's the cure kills the disease but also kills you anyway. So I'm going to move away from the arsenic and I'm going to say ecstasy. Just because my brain would love the thought of someone going into hospital saying I've got syphilis and someone going, okay, he has the cure, and just handing you a chocolate covered ecstasy pill.
So you're going with ecstasy.
Yeah.
You're ruining your streak, man. You should have trusted your gut. It's arsenic.
Oh damn it! I didn't think you would do two so close together.
It does say it. The phrase chocolate coated arsenic tablet sounds like something you would see in a Stephen King novel.
Yeah.
But actually, it
Or
was
an
a bona
Agatha
fide
Christie.
medicine.
Agatha
In the
Christie? Agatha Christie.
Yeah, in the 19th century, arsenic was deemed a suitable medicine for many illnesses. These chocolate coated tablets were supposed to treat syphilis.
Oh, I forgot that they used to just drink arsenic as a fucking cure.
Yeah,
Fuck. Okay, so chocolate coat. I mean, I suppose one of the major complaints most people seem to have about arsenic is the taste. So okay, chocolate covered arsenic. Yeah.
chocolate covered
Other
arsenic.
other than death.
Chocolate covered death.
Now that's a good. That would be a good
To
book.
be fair,
Chocolate
it,
covered
it
death.
pretty much is if it's chocolate coated arsenic.
Yeah.
In ancient Egypt, what was used as a contraceptive?
Okay, I might know this because I know quite a few tales of ancient Egypt. So give us the options.
A. A condom made of sheep's intestines.
Right.
B. Crocodile dung.
Mm-hmm. Right.
C. Keeping a cat in the room and praying to it.
Right. So cats, yes, because they worshipped the cat, but I also know that they were the inventors of the first condom, and it was from a fucking bladder.
Hmm.
Uh, but I also know that these are the people that did enjoy using everything for anything, and I would not be surprised if they would rub cow dung on themselves. But I am going to say the bladder because
Crocodile dung, not cow dung.
I distinctly remember that they are rumored to be the inventors of the first condoms, and it was made of an animal's bladder, and it was absolutely disgusting.
Hmm. Preventing pregnancy while still being able to enjoy intimacy isn't just a modern problem. It was an issue that stems back thousands of years. In ancient Egypt, the woman had a very questionable method that was not only dangerous but a logistical nightmare. They would take crocodile dung, insert it into their private areas as a means to prevent pregnancy from happening.
Those killing themselves by air infection.
It's obvious that it isn't a safe or hygienic practice, but it was very different time back then, and crocodile poop was abundant. Just because you've got loads of it doesn't mean you need to use it.
Right. Okay, so I'm guessing the whole bladder condoms just one of those myths where nobody can actually, yeah, nobody probably could prove it honestly. The cat thing, I
I
feel like they would have done that anyway because they prayed to cats for everything.
Yeah, I believe that the whole condom made of bladder or intestines or whatever probably was used, but probably later and probably European.
Possibly. I'm sure I've seen a comic depicting that thing where a time traveler goes back in time and just messes with people by doing stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's probably where I've gotten it from.
maybe, I don't know.
God knows. Oh well.
Are you ready for the next one?
No, but yes.
Blowing smoke up one's anus
Which
was used.
is a common saying, yes.
Well, actually, I'll get
Go and
onto
blow
this.
smoke up your own
uh,
arse.
Yeah, so no, blowing smoke up one's anus was used to treat a number of ailments, including what? I'll get on that in a minute, but basically that's what blowing smoke up someone's arse was, because they thought it cured a lot of things. So it was like helping them out, like you're blowing smoke up their arse, you're making them seem better than they are, they're making them feel better, kind of thing. And also in 19th, I want to say, century London and around the UK, there used to be not life, the life rings things next to canals and rivers.
Yeah.
There used to be a fucking smoke bellow, because the thought that if someone was drowning, instead of pulling them out and giving them mouth to mouth, that you should tip them on the side and blow the smoke up their arse, and that would resuscitate them.
I mean, I feel like it does the
So that's what
reverse.
blowing smoke up someone's arse is.
I feel like it would make you probably breathe again, but that's because it would be forcing the air through your body, so it would have to come out of your mouth.
Kyle,
But that would probably completely wreck your internals.
you are not a qualified man of science or medicine, but I know you are a sensible enough man to know that the anus is not connected directly to the lungs in any way.
I know it is not. However, the anus is connected to the
Or if it
intestines. The
is,
intestines
something's gone
are
very wrong.
connected to the stomach. The stomach is connected to
All
all
right,
of that
this
stuff,
isn't the
and
skeleton song.
it does end up coming out of your mouth eventually. It
If you
would
go well,
probably
if
wreck your internals, but it
no
would
man,
come out of your mouth. So it might not make you
not
breathe
via the
again, but
lungs.
it might give the illusion of breathing via making the air escape from your mouth via
So
enough
you're
force and
you're you're
pressure.
banking on building up enough pressure to reverse the entire digestive system.
I mean, if you're going to blow smoke up someone's ass with bellows, I feel like they would be pumping pretty hard at those
No,
bellows.
you just like a gentle, just blow some smoke up there. You're not trying to inflate them like a fucking balloon. Oh look, he's up right now. He's 4 times the size he was as he floats away like that fucking girl in the fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Nah, I feel like something like that would have happened at some point where they managed to reverse the system just by putting too much effort in them.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we've went
Well,
off
what was
track
the
there because
original? What was the
the
original
original
question?
was blowing smoke up someone's anus was used to treat a number of ailments, including what? A, colds, B, coughing, or C, a nicotine craving. It had nothing to do with that. We just went off on a tangent.
I'm gonna say nicotine craving because it would have been a lot of people smoked and blowing smoke up your ass seems to like instead of inhaling it, you would get it shoved up your ass. So I feel like that would be the logical one. It's not gonna be that though,
It
because
is not
that's
that.
too logical. So I'm gonna go A then as my second answer.
It's a colds, coughing, or nicotine craving.
Yeah, cold.
Colds. Yeah, it is colds.
Don't give us
Pardon
that
me.
point because I did technically say C as my first option, so don't give us a point for that. But
Ah.
that I'm glad that that was
Um,
yeah.
Enemas aren't something that anyone looks forward to, but sometimes they are a necessary evil. That being said, they are usually done these days as a precursor to some other type of treatment or procedure. Back in the days of yore, they were described as a supposed cure for many different illnesses. There were also plenty of different enemas too, including tobacco smoke. Smoke was blown into the back passage, as doctors believed the nicotine would stimulate the glands there, even though they even thought it could help bring cholera patients back from the brink of death. It was commonly used to treat headaches, colds, and stomach aches. So it was colds, as the one I'd written down for that one.
Okay.
I
I
have
mean, I'm I'm
gone,
I mean, did it cure stomach aches by making them shit themselves as soon as they pulled the damn things out?
possibly, especially if it was a nicotine enema.
Yeah. Hey. Anyway, sorry. Please continue.
I have a contender for best name of the podcast. We'll go right straight up to the top next to Radathor.
Okay.
Powder of Sympathy.
Powder of sympathy sounds like a D&D item or like a game item. Come on then. I give you
Powder
powder of sympathy. You will now sympathize with your enemy.
Powder of Sympathy keep that in mind. Powder of Sympathy was used in the 17th century to treat sword wounds.
Right, okay.
But how was it applied? A.
Okay.
Dusted directly onto the open wound.
Right.
B. Orally via a solution.
Okay.
Or C. Via the blade of a sword.
Via the blade of a sword, because I'm gonna guess it wasn't powder of sympathy, as in sympathizing and going, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry." I get the feeling it's gonna be powder of sympathy, where it was a type of poison or something which would kill them quicker, so that if they got a light wound, they wouldn't feel the pain, as they would die quicker.
So you're definitely going with the sword.
I'm going with the sword, yeah.
You are both wrong and right. So it was
Okay.
applied via the sword blade.
Okay.
It was probably poisonous and helped them definitely get infections and die quicker.
Was it used to stop the bleeding by just having it coat the wound or something?
No,
Like the
so
way that we would cauterize the wound now, but they used this.
kind of. So the intention was that it was so Sir Kenelm Digby was somewhat of a bigwig in the 17th century. He thought he had the cure for tons of different ailments, but perhaps one of his most enduring remedies was the powder of sympathy. But he believed that the best way to treat sword wounds was, well, I'll get to that in a minute. But basically, the mixture itself wasn't applied to the wound itself, right? It was to be applied to the weapon that had inflicted the wound. Somehow it would invoke a connection that he dubbed sympathetic magic that would help heal the cut. So he made this powder that you'd coat your sword blade in. The idea being if you cut someone, then it would obviously come off in the wound, and that would help start the healing process. So he believed that it was sympathetic. It was powder of sympathy. It was sympathy towards your enemies. I'm enemies. I'm
Okay.
going to cut you. I don't really want to kill you though, so I'm going to help you heal from that. Uh, However, it was a ground up mixture of rust,
I'm waiting
pig
for
brains,
arsenic.
worms, and corpses.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Okay, I was waiting on arsenic or cyanide or something there.
No, man. Rust, pig brains, worms, and corpses. So I feel like it wasn't as sympathetic as he hoped it would be.
I feel like it probably gave them gangrene, among other things.
Um, yeah.
Especially with
Or it,
powdered
sepsis
rust. Sepsis, yeah, many other
and
diseases.
powdered corpses.
Yeah,
Again with the corpses.
always with the
Um,
corpses.
I, I'm here to help out people with arthritis this week because I have another cure for arthritis. Just in case you
Okay.
don't want to sit inside a dead wheel.
These cures are not
Um,
recommended by taking off air.
I mean, if you find a wheel, there's no harm in trying. Another cure for arthritis. Within 30 hours, somebody might be there who might be pissed off that you could open a wheel and sat in it, though. So, bear
Hmm.
that in mind. Another cure for arthritis that didn't require climbing inside of a dead whale
Okay.
did require climbing into a bath of what? A. Hot paraffin wax. B. Warm milk. Or C. Hot honey.
Right, okay. The warm milk, I know the Cleopatra supposedly just bathed in milk anyway, so
Might be an arthritic.
don't know about that one. The honey, that would be thick and gloopy as hell. The
And if it was too
wax,
hot, it would burn, man.
the wax would be gloopy as hell, and it would just get stuck on your skin, and you would end up having to go in the bath after having the bath in that, because you would just be covered in this wax that would, as soon as you're out of the warm bath, if it got to the temperature where it starts solidifying, it would just solidify on you, and you would just be a walking wax sculpture. So I'm gonna go that one.
Was he going for the wax sculpture?
I'm
Uh,
going. I'm going for the wax sculpture because I don't believe they would have had that much honey that you could have a bath in a honey for treatment.
To be fair, the honey, if it was too hot and stuck to you, would burn because it would be like the whole sugary boiling water thing, as it would
Yeah,
stick to your skin and keep burning.
yeah.
Um, yeah, paraffin wax. It was thought that letting someone pour a huge amount of hot wax over you, um, doctors claimed that taking paraffin wax baths could relieve joint pain, and it likely did help due to the warmth, but the benefits would have ended there. The practice went out of fashion, and today we rely on things like physical therapy, painkillers, and more.
And having a
More, I
normal
don't know,
warm bath.
more what? More wax.
Having a normal warm bath, probably, because, the warmth is the thing that helped. Just have a shower or a bath, and there you go. You've got the same results as what they would have had.
Yeah, in general, heat might help a little bit. It's not guaranteed to be. I mean, it's not. like a miracle cure, like what they think.
I am going to cut in here quickly and just say, we're still waiting on the reply. If anybody knows how heavy Santa is, come on, we're still waiting on the reply.
Why do we need to know how heavy Santa is?
Because a few episodes ago, before I went away, the question was asked, how heavy would Santa be? How heavy is Santa? How heavy his sleigh would be? All that sort of stuff. I'm still waiting to find out how heavy Santa is.
That's because I did physics.
Exactly. Someone find Santa, go to the North Pole, go fuck off on a holiday to the North Pole, find Santa,
We're
weigh
someone
his
that
ass,
doesn't exist.
weigh the mythological creature, sort of like weighing Tinkerbell. It's not going to work, but do it, and then get back to her. Anyway, sorry, please continue with your quiz. I just couldn't resist
We're
that
there.
one.
No, that's not helpful. Where you go? Okay, I thought I'd try and be clever, but it's not going to work. I don't know why I thought this would work.
I mean, go for it and we'll see.
I googled how heavy was St. Nicholas.
Because I am tired, so you know. How heavy is St. Nicholas? You're probably going to get the statue weight.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Also,
Yeah.
Google was very helpfully suggesting how heavy a St. Bernard's. Like, I give a shit. Like, that was anything I was going for. And that's not one person or one being, it's several thousands of a species, so I'm guessing that's variable.
Yeah, I'm about to say that would vary depending on age, size, care.
We're moving away from excellent product names, and we're going to
Okay.
visit the world of excellent book names.
So Radathor and Powder of Sympathy is no longer. What is the new
No,
trend?
they are, but we are going to talk about Bald's Leech Book.
Bald's Leech Book. Okay.
Yes, in
Sounds
Bald's
like a
Leech Book,
medical book.
it was claimed that applying crab's eyes directly to the patient's what would cure puffy eyes like an allergic reaction, like what we'd use antihistamines for now. So you get a bit
Yeah.
of hay fever, get some crab's eyes, apply it directly to your A,
Right.
eyes, B, neck, C, forehead.
I see. I was unexpecting that there because I thought you were gonna. I thought the answers were gonna be arse, penis, and then like mouth or something.
No,
Okay.
because the kind of, I don't know, I thought about that, but I thought I'd be sensible, make it harder for you.
Right. So what was it? Neck, eyes, forehead.
Yes.
Right. Is it just crab's eyes, actual crab's eyes, or is it like powdered or
Uh,
liquefied or what? Or am
it
I not allowed
was
to know?
it was in Bald's Leech book. It was claimed that anyone with swollen eyes simply needs to find a crab, cut the crab's eyes out, put it back into water, and apply the eyes directly to the patients, and this would cure them.
Okay, I'm gonna say eyeballs, just because the thought of someone deciding, okay, the way you cure puffy eyes is you're gonna
Why
open their
not? Like
eyes and
googly
touch a
eyes.
crab. Yeah.
No, it is actually what makes the least sense. I was a sensible one here. It's applied directly to the back of the patient's neck.
Okay.
No idea why.
That wouldn't help at all, but okay. That has no connection whatsoever.
That's why I thought forehead, because I thought if you thought eyes are like too direct, like it's not going to be put a crab's eye in your eye, you might think, well, put it next to that'll help the swelling. But yeah, it's back on the Google says center is £260. Thank you, Susie. What's that in English?
£260. Okay.
What's that in stone?
Right, okay. One second. £260 is 18.5 stone. He's heavy.
He's not that heavy, man.
He's
I
double
feel
my weight.
attacked.
It's more than double my weight.
No, I definitely feel
Actually, no.
attacked.
No, it
I'm not
is.
18 stone, by the way.
It is just double my weight. Because I'm only about 9 stone something, I think.
It's because you weigh less than most humans' left legs.
Yeah. I lost
Anyway,
weight over Christmas.
the questions in the second half are going to get better.
Okay.
And by better, I mean fucking stupider. Boiled what was used as a cure for gout in the Middle Ages? A. Boiled eggs. B. Boiled potatoes. C. Boiled owl.
You see, I'm sure I've seen a few different medieval shows which have showcased these remedies, but I cannot remember it for God's name. But potatoes weren't around back then. The owl, possibly, but it would have only been the higher class that probably had access to it, because no, poultry was a main thing. What was the other one?
Eggs.
Eggs. I'm gonna say eggs because it would probably be the most. No, because that would be the most common and most commonly available because everybody had their own animals.
Well, then that makes sense.
So
It is
owl.
just gout. That's it, just gout. Gout's not good, but
So owl.
you going with owl?
Yeah.
It is boiled owl.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What's amazing about this is that the remedy to treat gout involved plucking, slicing open, cooking, and I think unnecessarily pulverizing an owl.
So you cook it and then you pulverize it.
Apparently, you pluck it, you pluck it, you slice it open, you cook it. You think that guy's cooking owl, and then he pulls it out and pulverizes the shit out of it. uh, Once you've done that, you would gently rub the guts over the source of the pain. It's nice to know that after you've pulverized the owl, you're gentle with it. Gently rub the guts over the source of the pain. Uh, yeah, as opposed to now we'll just take drugs
Okay.
to limit the uric
No.
acid that your body makes.
Okay. So that does actually answer one of my questions, which was it says slice open. It never says anything about degut or take like empty out the owl or anything. But no, it's legitimately you just slice it open so that it can bleed out. You cook the bastard,
You
and
pluck
then
it first,
you pulverize it so that all of the organs and everything are just mushed together, and then you apply the mush.
and then you gently apply the guts to the affected area.
The mush. It would be mush if you pulverized it.
Don't pulverize owls, kids. If you've plucked them and cooked them, that's enough. You need to wiggle your headset too to have a little bit echoey.
Ah, sorry.
That's all right.
I wonder how. I wonder how. There we go. I wonder how
Thank you.
the. Yeah, I wonder how owl tastes.
Well, I mean, everyone says everything tastes like chicken.
I know, but I want to know how owl tastes now.
I found a subscription box where you can get meats delivered to you.
Can I go
I
to
don't,
Harry Potter Land and take Hedwig?
I don't know about owl, but it does deliver zebra or crocodile or ostrich steaks.
I feel like owl might be protected because they are. They,
Depends what
they're not.
species.
They're
If you
not
eat barn
that
owl, you're
common
in real
anymore.
trouble.
Yeah.
So don't go after Hedwig. Menopause can be unpleasant, often inducing mood changes, hot
What a
flashes.
swing.
But which of the following Chinese exports were thought to help? A. Opium. I couldn't
Right?
resist.
Yeah, of course.
B. Tea.
Right.
Or C. Silk.
Now you see, I thought you were going to say something like powdered tiger's claw or something, but okay. Uh, so to cure menopause, either silk, tea, or opium.
Mm.
Now, one would assume opium, because it was advertised as a cure for everything back then, and it was just everybody would get addicted to it.
Hmm.
But I know that tea and tea was a lot more common, and silks would have been less common, but they would have been highly fashionable and all that sort of stuff. I am going to say that the reason that that a lot of female products and advertisements for female clothes and stuff are became reliant on silks and the feel and the look of silk is because of this, because that would make it a lot more interesting than it just being the fact that it's a nice material.
So you're going for the whole
I'm going
opium.
for I'm going for silks
Are you going
cure.
for the silks?
I'm going with the fact that silk's cured because that would be far more interesting than the reason of people like silk just because it feels good.
The silk is the incorrect.
Yeah, I assumed. Okay, was it the opium or was it the tea?
A lot of unpleasant side effects that come with menopause, from mood changes, hot flashes. Menopause occurs when a woman reaches her 40s or 50s. Her ovaries no longer produce hormones, which can cause the body to go through withdrawals. Most treatments focus on the relief of symptoms. Though estrogen therapy is more common now, doctors years ago didn't hesitate to prescribe good old-fashioned opium to menopause sufferers.
Yeah, yeah, there it is.
Opium, a highly addictive narcotic, might have knocked out the pain and unpleasantness of menopause, but doctors realized over time that the severe ramifications of this drug far outweighed the benefits.
Yes. Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
right. Bear with us a second. Dude, you got the first three. Well, I'm just doing a little tot up.
Oh, was that all the questions?
No,
Oh no, okay.
I'm just doing a little check.
Okay.
So,
I feel like I've fallen down the deep end
eh,
since your last check.
no. You're actually doing quite well. You got 8, so you only need 3 more. And there are 5, so you need 3 out of 5 in the last half, in the last few.
Yeah, so I've been doing really
Yeah,
badly at this last bit.
you've done
Okay.
brilliant at the start, and then you've done kind of in the middle.
It's because I'm
So,
trying to apply too much logic.
I know. So, do you want to continue with your logic?
I'm gonna try and turn the logic brain off. Come on then.
You will have to, because there is nothing logical about anything that I've got written on this next question.
Bring it on.
Physician and astronomer Ali ibn Isa
Right?
said in 940 CE that what would cure migraines? He was actually a pioneer for this technique. Was it A, pouring vomit into your eyes? B, tying a dead mole to your head? Or was it C, 24 hours in a dark cave?
I mean, 24 hours in a dark cave would cure your migraine because you wouldn't have the light sensitivity and everything, but it would probably also have other effects. The vomit in the eyes would cure the migraine because you would go
Fucking
blind,
stupid.
and the mole on the head feels just like your type of addition, just because I know that you love the thought of having hats and like mole hats and all that sort of shit. So my brain says cave, my heart says vomit in the eyes. So vomit in the eyes.
You have misjudged me. It's tying a dead mole to your head. Vomit in the
Oh,
eyes was my addition.
fuck, man. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, it's because I know that you love putting like badgers and stuff on your head in games and whenever you can and
badges
stupid
on.
shit like that. So,
Oh, hey. Ancient 10th century physicians thought that binding a dead mole to the head of a migraine sufferer would take away the pain of a headache. Compared to some other treatments, this was a pretty mild one. For one remedy, doctors would actually carve into the bone of the skull and chisel it down. So you
okay,
get
so,
the,
your migraines were caused by having too much skull. I like
well,
how it
not after you'd
specifies
been
it was a
treated.
dead mole. I like how it specifies it was a dead mole, as
Well,
if
yeah,
they originally tested it with a live mole trying to put it on your
I,
head, and then they realised it
I
would just try
think
and dig through you.
I don't know moles too well, but I think a live mole might put up a lot more resistance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a bit.
So we're on the home stretch on the last 4. I tell you what, you've got 8. If you can get 2 out of these last 4 and get yourself to 10, I'll give you the prize.
Okay,
Right. So you got to really concentrate now,
okay,
because you want this prize.
okay. Come on.
A mixture of white wine, saffron, turmeric, and which other vital ingredient was used to treat a jaundice patient by restoring consciousness? That's a quote, restoring consciousness. So a mixture of
Okay,
white wine, saffron, turmeric, and what other ingredient? A,
right.
sheep dung, B, venom, or C, ground up beetles. I
Snake
wrote
venom.
that and then started laughing at myself I felt the need to specify I didn't mean the band of Beatles. Don't know why. I think it was obvious, but I just thought to clarify. Don't grind up Paul
Why?
McCartney.
Why is that what you thought you needed to
I
clarify?
don't know, because I just thought I don't want people to go grinding up Paul McCartney in their spare time, thinking it's going to help that. What's this for? Jaundice. You know, for all the people that suffer from jaundice nowadays.
Oh, John Lennon was assassinated so people could cure jaundice.
That's what it was. They were trying to. Somebody knew had jaundice. It was a complete misunderstanding.
They read the wrong term in the book. Okay, I'm gonna say snake venom. Just because ground up beetles sounds like something that would actually be used, but it sounds more Egyptian than anything else. I'm gonna say snake venom.
You're going for snake venom.
Yeah.
In the 1700s, there were a lot of wacky medical treatments. One way to cure jaundice, which can cause dizziness, fainting, and among other unpleasant side effects, such as yellow skin, was to make a potion from white wine, right?
Yes.
Turmeric, saffron, and sheep bowels,
Oh, fuck's
specifically
sake.
sheep dung. Mix it
Fuck's sake.
together. So you're wrong.
It's because I know there's things like snake oil, so part of my brain just thought, yeah, they would have made some sort of potion from it.
Yeah, your brain knows that. My brain also knows that, which is why snake venom was me.
Yeah, dick.
I thought of ground beetles, and then yeah, okay, I went off on a tangent there. Right, so
The,
you've got to think of what sounds like. Your logic before was correct on what sounds like would have been me. I would have thought if I was you that I would wrote them all, which
yeah.
is why I went for the vomit in the eyes. Was the next thing that came to my head logically,
Somehow.
which was apparently so fucking crazy that you thought, well, he didn't think of that. That's got to be it.
I mean, it's so crazy that it sounds like the type of thing some batshit crazy inventor, it from before Christ. Was it before Christ or after Christ?
It was 940 CE, so it was a long time
Yeah,
before
so
us.
it does sound very much like the type of thing someone back then would just go, fuck it, that's a cure.
Maybe I'm gonna put that on my business card.
What, you've come back from 904 CE or something?
Inventor. What was he? An astronomer and physician of the past or something?
Physician and astronomer. Astronomer.
Astronomer.
Astronomer.
I'll put that on a t-shirt.
Astronomer.
Astronomer.
Boop boop ba doo doo. Astronomer. Boop boo doo boo.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Question number 19, Kyle. You've still got two more to get out of the next three. When it looks like I've wrote buffering. I've wrote suffering. When suffering from a sore throat from strep, what was thought to help? A. Drinking urine. B. Ingesting the white coating of an old poo. Or C. Inhaling carbon monoxide.
Right, okay. Do that one again? I was busy typing, sorry.
Fuck's sake. When suffering from a sore throat from strep.
Strep. So
What?
stress.
Yeah, well, yeah. What
Yeah.
was commonly thought to help? A.
Right.
Drinking urine.
Right.
B. Ingesting the white coating of an old poo.
Right.
Or C. Inhaling carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Dude, it's ingesting the white coating of an old dog poo.
Oh, fuck's sake, man. Like, carbon monoxide, it feels like it should get you high anyway, so, like, you know.
Sore throats can be caused by any number of ailments, from something as minor as allergies to something as major as strep throat. Sore throats are often a symptom of some underlying disease, and the remedy today is to treat the underlying cause in order to relieve pain. Popping a pill sounds way more pleasant than the medieval style of remedy of using dung to cure a sore throat. That's right, the white coating on dried canine feces was the go-to treatment, not only for sore throats, but also for lung problems.
What we've learned throughout this quiz is that during olden times, people loved using poo to cure anything and everything.
Do you know
Because I'm
what
pretty
I
sure
learned?
like 4 of the answers have been have some poo.
Do you know what I learned? This is genuinely quite interesting.
Okay.
You know, when we were young and
Yes.
we used to run about the streets and cause chaos, you'd quite often see someone hadn't picked up the poo, and after a week or so, it turned white, went fluffy.
Yes. Yeah.
When was the last time you seen a white poo?
Uh,
Because that
si-
doesn't happen anymore.
since they brought in the fines that said if you don't pick up your dog poo, you have to pay 200 quid.
Well, no, because a lot of people still use shit lying about. My
A
point
lot of
is, it
people
does.
still leave shit lying about, but it usually ends up being
Yeah,
out of sight now, out of mind, like in grass now.
nah, dude. Yeah, but even then, it doesn't go white, and the reason it doesn't go white is because they change the chemicals and stuff they put in dog food. It doesn't go white anymore, man. The white, fluffy dog poos of our youth are gone, man. They're taking everything from us.
In which case, what was causing the white fluffy dog poos?
I don't know. Something in dog food, apparently.
But that makes no sense because if they've been using it as a remedy since medieval times, were they feeding them the same food in the medieval times? In which case,
Uh,
what dog food was it?
unless it's the meats and stuff, and now it's a lot more processed, so there's certain chemicals and stuff taken out that might have been not great, or there's been stuff added in that counteracts it. I don't know.
It
But yeah.
might have been. It might have been just like raw meat. It might have been the fact that we stopped putting raw meat into the food or something.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Who knows? Okay.
Right, Kyle, you need to smash the last two, and these are horrifyingly bad. In
Okay.
fact, I'm going. Yeah, okay, right.
I'm not going to get them, but okay.
Back to the Middle Ages.
Right.
This time,
The time zone kind of helps with how wacky things could and cannot be, so.
yeah, this time to treat what? With a hot poker.
Right.
A. Hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
B. Sword wounds.
Right.
C. Infidelity.
Right. Sword. s- Sword wounds. Yes, because they would cauterize the wound, but that was common knowledge. Uh, Infidelity. You can't cure infidelity because isn't that. Right, my brain might be getting mixed up here, but isn't that just cheating on your wife
Yeah,
or
so
cheating
it
on your
could
husband?
be
So
castrating them
it so
or
it wouldn't be a
sever.
cure; it would be a punishment.
But what you've got to think is in medieval times, it would be a punishment, but they would have thought that removing the testicles removes the testosterone, removes that urge.
Yeah, but what was the other one? It was
Hemorrhoids.
hemorrhoids. Yeah, why not? I can imagine a medieval person deciding that's a cure for that. Yeah,
I've just drilled myself.
well done. It's
Strap in.
infidelity, isn't it? I'm strapped in.
In the worst cases, it can feel as though there is a hot iron pressing into your skin. So it's mind blowing that people use this to treat an anal ailment with actual burning pieces of metal. Then again, if you have a third degree burn on your anus, you're probably not going to focus on your hemorrhoids. An
Yes.
actual historical treatment for hemorrhoids was to stick a glowing red hot iron poker up your anus until the hemorrhoid sizzled and burst. While it would kill the hemorrhoid, the problems resulted from ensuing injury to your anus were far more deadly than a painful lump.
Yeah.
Yeah, ow, ow.
Ow, 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 ow. As me and you both know, for just everybody listen, me and
Whoa,
Stefan
where's this going?
went to a blacksmith's course, so we have seen the red hot metal and we have felt how hot it is just feeling the
Not
other end of the
anally.
metal while it's red hot. Yeah, not anally. We have felt the metal rod while from the other end while it was red hot on the
Mm,
other side.
yeah, clever cocky. I tried to pick
Just
his up barehanded because it was the cold end. It's metal, man. You had a moment.
I did have a moment. I had an amazing moment, okay?
One end glowing red, the other end about 16 inches away. That'll be fine. No, Kyle, it will not be fine.
Stupid thing is, the guy who gave the course at the very start said it will look cool. Don't, it will not feel cool. And then dumbass Kyle, an hour later, completely forgot what he had said.
Yeah, I'm pleased it was hot enough that you felt the heat before you touched it. But yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
I touched it and it immediately went into the quenching tank
right,
with an
Kyle.
ow.
If you get this one,
Yeah.
you will get a prize.
So we've managed to do it so that it comes down to the last question.
It is, and this was the second to last question. I've left it for the last
Okay.
because if you thought this was bad,
Okay, bring it.
if you thought of red hot poker in the anus, what dangerous substance was used to cure impotence?
Impotence. Okay.
Yes. A. Arsenic.
Mm-hmm.
B. Cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Or C. Radium.
Radium.
You think radium?
I think radium because I think we've already had arsenic, and I feel like arsenic would have been a cure for it. But I'm sure there was treatments where they would do radioactive treatment because it made the cells change or something. People thought it was curing it, but it was actually just fucking it up more or something.
Your logic of we've already had arsenic, we've already had radium because Radithor.
I know, but I feel like radioactive therapy. We've had loads of radioactive therapies in the past. A lot of them did more harm than good, but people stuck at it because they thought it worked at the time. So I'm gonna stick with radium.
This is the most horrifying thing I've ever read.
Okay.
Today, Viagra is a pretty common medication. Impotence affects
Supplied by
millions.
Pfizer. If
Yeah,
it can raise the dead, it can stop you getting COVID.
fuck's sake. Affects millions of men a year, and many of those men do seek treatment from doctors or counsellors. There are a lot of alternatives to prescription medication, as research has shown that lifestyle changes and therapy can also help fix erectile dysfunction.
Yes.
But before all that, there was a much more brutal treatment.
Yes.
Wax rods made with radium were
Yes.
inserted into the urethra
Yeah.
to treat ED.
Oh, I'm so happy that was literally down to the wire.
Wax rods infused with
Into the
radium.
into
Dude,
the urethra.
the and there was also the radio indoctrinator, which would help as well, which was basically a booklet of cards made with radium, and it was thought that if you placed the booklet into your undergarments, it would help fix impotence. That no,
Right. So
no,
how many people's penises rotted off because they were putting uranium up the urethra?
dude, radium. And they were putting radium cards in their underpants.
I mean, that's bad enough, but putting it actually inside you.
Dude, in your urethra, man. Not the urethra. Right, Kyle.
It's a whole different kink.
It's not good.
It
Um,
really isn't. But
you've got 10 right here. Now, I said I was going to possibly be nice, and you said that you said more than half, so you said 11 or more. I do have written 21 questions, 10 or more correct for a prize.
okay,
You've got 10. I'll stick to what I've got written down, which is what I had originally. I will
okay.
sort out your prize, and you
So
should be
you're
able to
being nice.
unveil it. You should be able to unveil it on next week's episode.
There's a.
You've got a prize. I get your prize.
I honestly didn't expect that to be an actual. I thought the
Yeah,
prize
there's an
was just
actual
going to
prize.
be, and he has a fun extra fact.
No, genuinely, I'm going to get your prize. I've got it planned. I just didn't want to get it because I don't want it for myself.
I'm worried now.
I have no use for it. I could have gotten it, I suppose, and kept hold of it. I
I'm,
have no use for it personally.
does this mean I have a use for it?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm concerned, but
you'll love it,
okay,
man. You'll love it.
okay.
You've never
I'm
gotten a
sure I
prize
will,
on any
but
of my quizzes before. You should be buzzing.
I haven't. I am buzzing, but I'm also concerned. Awesome.
Okay, that's not unfounded.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Oh, hi.
Well. Oh Christ.
Join us next week where you'll find out what Kyle won.
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening to Quiz Night, which was the return of me coming back because I've been off for a while. I've been down in Manchester, and
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
And remember to stay away from dead whales, many different forms of poo. Don't unnecessarily pulverize owls. Don't crush the beetles, or what's left of them. They're not all left. And stay away from dead whales. Did I already say that?
You already
And
said that.
don't stick
The one that
radiation
you
in your
missed.
underpants.
Yeah, that's the one that you missed. Funny enough.
Yeah, I didn't. Funny enough, out of all of them, Kyle, I thought that sticking a wax rod of radium in your urethra was the one that didn't need a warning against.
Yeah. However, if anybody does have a bottle of can or whatever container of Radithor,
The
let me
tiny
know.
little, like, I can't do it because it's in front of my fucking.
Yeah, it'll be like a tiny little pot or something, won't it? But yeah, please,
Radical.
let me know if you've had any, or if like not if you've had any, but if you've seen any like around, like if you've been going through your granddad's stuff and you've found it or whatever, let me know because that's just mad.
You
But
can't get
yeah,
Radithor anymore, man.
I know, but I feel like someone like there'll be a hoarder somewhere that'll still have a bottle of it somewhere.
More than likely.
I mean, there's got to be. There's a guy who had 100-year-old tin of peaches or whatever the hell it was.
Oh
There's
man.
gonna be something.
But yeah, I don't. Who knows who's here next week? I will.
Yeah.
If you like this episode, let us know because I will randomly hijack episodes with won't always be medical, but with a random batch of things, and I will give prizes out. If I can get a chance where everybody's on, I will make a themed and absolute batshit crazy quiz as I have now. You can compete against each other for a prize. That's my next experiment.
Awesome. I enjoy it. Right. Thank you. Yes, let me know if you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for listening. It has been a pleasure, dear sir. I look forward to the prize. You guys will have to find out next week. Uh, I am
It'll be
going
worth it.
to I am going to leave you with the logic and beautiful insight that the reason monks are able to find enlightenment is because they stay the fuck away from people.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.